AITA for saying I won't come to Christmas at my in-laws if I can't wear a hat? This is a petty little thing, but maybe you guys can help me know if I was in the wrong. For context, I, 25F, got married in November. My mill doesn't really like me, even trying to steal the spotlight at my wedding, but is still overly traditional. At Thanksgiving, I was having a really bad hair day, so I wore a black leather cap. A dressier newsboy style one, which my husband said looked great on me. The holiday was hostile, even more so than prior gatherings I'd been to. And hubby said Mill said it was because I wore a hat. But I know it was just an excuse. I told Mill I wouldn't come to Christmas with them. Then blocked her number and Facebook. My husband is trying to keep us both happy since he doesn't like conflict. He wants me to come to one more celebration to see if maybe people are getting used to me. He's told Mill she needs to be nice and treat me as part of the family since I am, and that if I feel unwelcome at Christmas like I did at Thanksgiving, that we won't attend future events and she see him much anymore. I understand why he wants me to give her one final chance and haven't had any conflict with him. Marriage is about compromise, and I get that he doesn't want to cut her off since she's his mother. But I just don't want to be involved with her unless I have to be. I wanted to see if Mill was listening to him, so I asked my husband to request that I be allowed to wear the same hat to Christmas. Hubby said he thought I'd worn it since I had a bad hair day. But this time it's as a statement that they shouldn't treat me as an outsider. Either because I wear hats all the time. Right now it's just a sports visor, which I'd never wear to a holiday. So it's not like I'm doing that. Or they just don't like me. If they won't let me wear a hat, what else are they going to restrict about me? Let me be me or I won't come. Period. My husband agreed and relayed this to Mill, and she's been asking him why he married the devil. He's growing tense with me, and I told him he'll probably have to pick a side sooner or later, and that I never intended it that way. He spent last night at a friend's house because he needed to think. I feel bad because I care about him and no conflict stresses him out. I told him to text me when he was ready to talk. He hasn't yet. My friends think that my hat request was unnecessary. And maybe I strained my relationship with my husband. I think he just needed space to think because conflict stresses him out. So I gotta ask. AITA for saying I won't come if I don't wear a hat? Update. My husband just texted me saying he just got off the phone with his mother. He told her off for calling me the devil, and said that if I can't wear a hat, he's not coming either. And that she really should get over her antiquated BS. She did not respond well. I don't think we're going to Christmas there now, so maybe we'll have a friendmas? IDK. We'll think of something. He wants me to come to one more celebration to see if maybe people are getting used to me. Did you guys not meet the fam while dating? The getting used to you phase should have come before marriage. Right? Compromise and wear a Santa hat. She can't object to that, surely? Info. What else is behind all of this? You mentioned upstaging, and I doubt that you're the devil because of a hat. Why don't you all get along? You took a situation that could have been a first step toward a less contentious relationship with your Mill and made demands which intentionally antagonized her. Of course you should be able to wear whatever you want, and your Mill is being insane in this situation. But do you want to be right? Or do you want peace in your family? This is one of those posts where the only correct response is that you all sound exhausting. Be smart. Just go and play nice. Get your hair done first, be sweetness and light, and when she can't cope with it and is awful, you can get up, leave and never go back. If you wear the hat, you'll always be apportioned some of the blame. NTA op. It's a goddamn hat. If they're freaking out over that, then they're the issue. Also, You're 100% missing out on the opportunity to wear a festive hat. Santa hats are fun. Also, she's been asking him why he married the devil. Honestly, you should have informed your husband about your hellish origin when you married him. Your poor Mill having to deal with such a loose succubus is horrifying. First hats. What's next? Exposed ankles? Trousers instead of a dress? You should most definitely be able to wear whatever you want. But as soon as you took the steps to intentionally antagonize your Mill, you lost credibility. As soon as you sink to her level, you only work to cause your husband unnecessary anxiety. Not going to offer a judgment, but you do know that, old-fashioned, people often consider it rude to wear a hat indoors. Yes, that may be the source of this conflict. I am torn. I don't like when people wear hats inside, and here in Europe it is considered very rude. If you wear a hat, you have to take it off for dinner. That is just what's polite in my country. IDK how it is in your country. But even if it was fine by standards to wear a hat, it obviously bugs your Mill. Can you just try to be okay with her for one evening? I know she sucks and it isn't right that you have to be the grown-up, but it would mean a lot to your husband, I can assume, and it would keep the peace. Isn't that worth trying?
This marriage sounds exhausting.
EHS except for your husband. Your Mill is being unreasonable trying to boss around a grown-up at a family event. You are drawing a line in the sand over a hat. You are putting your husband in the middle trying to be the peacemaker, and that's unfair to him. This isn't about a hat. It never was. NTA. The hat is just the excuse Mill is currently using to cause trouble. You have been understanding about compromise and support with your husband. You tried. But you aren't willing to sacrifice your human dignity so that he can avoid conflict. Good for you. It is unfortunate, but I think you are right. He will eventually have to make a choice about priorities here. Mill has put him in that position. Ash. Your husband actually tried to stand up for you, and you're intentionally making it more difficult. Instead of trying to improve the relationship with your mother-in-law for the future. Sounds like he married his mother. Poor guy. EHS. I was going to side with you. But your husband does have a point about you initially saying the hat was because of a bad hair day. But now wanting to wear the same hat again. Sounds like you have a bad mother-in-law. But it seems like that's just purposefully instigating or seeing how far you can push things. I would always stand up for my wife if my mom ever made comments like that, so I'm definitely not siding with him. I think it's very inappropriate for her to make those comments. At some point you just have to leave well enough alone, and going back with the exact same hat after having a situational specific reason for it initially doesn't seem to be that, in my opinion. Info: do you intend to wear the hat at the dinner table? Etiquette does not require that woman remove a fashion hat in most circumstances. https emilypostcom advice: hats off hat etiquette for everyone. Common sense etiquette requires that a host make a guest feel welcome and that guests don't deliberately antagonize the host. If you truly want to grant this final chance, it might be wise to make it as neutral as possible. That would mean to not wear the hat. I doubt this will improve anything, but it will remove the hat as a distraction. They won't be able to say the chance failed because you wore the hat. You can be right, but you don't have to make being right the issue. The issue is Mill's behavior. Keep the focus on that. YTA. You weren't taught at first BC you wore it for a purpose, but now you're planning to wear it to win this power struggle with Mill. You could plan to have your hair done, but you don't want to BC, you want to win. In seeking to show your Mill who's boss, you've involved your husband in it, knowing how he feels about conflict. This is selfish and ego-driven. Apologize to your husband. YTA. This will all eventually backfire. Get over yourself. Put the hat away and try to make your husband happy. IDK seems like a weird hill to die on. Since your husband needed time away from you to think about it, he is probably trying to make the decision between choosing you and family. Will you be accepting of the outcome if he doesn't choose you? I can see him easily choosing family first and finding someone new who won't cause conflict over a hat. Whatever happens, be graceful with dealing with the fallout since you pushed it to happen.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic AITA is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.